Hello, and welcome back to The Power of Now, a guide to spiritual enlightenment with Gilda and Barbara. Today, we're doing a book study on Awakening to Divine Purpose, a guide through the 6 stages of spiritual transformation, written by Barbara Wainwright, and we hope you have your copy so that you can follow along. Today, we are on stage 2, Searching for Truth. Section 2, What's Missing? A Spiritual Connection. My name is Barbara Wainwright, and I'm here with Gilda Simonet. Welcome, Gilda.
Thank you. What's missing? A spiritual connection. A quote by William Commanda. It's all spirit and it's all connected. Our choice is to live out of harmony with spiritual ways or in harmony with spiritual ways. Everything is spiritual.
I did a little research to see what happens when someone becomes disconnected from their spirituality or inner guidance. What I found was disconcerting, and I want to share it with you.
Common symptoms of spiritual disconnection include a lack of purpose or meaning, feelings of isolation or loneliness, loss of hope or optimism, heightened stress or anxiety, overwhelm, emotional imbalance, lack of self-awareness and self-reflection, loss of a moral compass, and confusion or ethical dilemmas.
Looking at that list, I realized many people may be quietly suffering. If any of these symptoms resonate with you, if you feel cut off from your inner guidance, your higher self, your guardian angels, or the wisdom that flows from divine connection and inspiration, I encourage you to consider working with a spiritual coach who can help you rebuild that connection.
This is inner work. It is the process of reconnecting with the resources already within you. When you tune into your inner guidance, you may discover direction and begin forming deep, meaningful connections with others. Those connections foster hope and optimism and provide strength for difficult times. Over time, they build a strong spiritual foundation. Beliefs and practices that bring peace and tranquility.
If you know someone struggling with symptoms of disconnection, reach out. Help them find a spiritual coach or someone with the insight and ability to guide them back to their inner strength and to the source that resides in all of us.
We are each born with divine gifts meant to be shared with the world. That divinity is within us, even if we are not always fully connected to it. But if you cannot connect at all, if you feel stuck, lonely, or adrift without a moral compass, please don't isolate yourself. Have the courage to reach out for help. Find someone who can help you strengthen your intuitive, spiritual connection. It is within you. You may simply need to uncover it again. I really enjoy this section because it reminds me of a chapter in Eckhart's book, The Power of Now. I believe it's chapter 6, which is called The Inner Body. And in that chapter, he teaches you how to feel your inner body so that you actually can tap into your inner guidance system. And he usually begins with having you focus on the palm of your hand, without looking at it, without touching it, just focusing your feeling on the palm of your hands. And when you do that, you'll start to kind of notice that there's like a tingling sensation. And then he'll have you Focus on the bottom of your foot. Do you feel the energy flowing through the bottom of your foot, like all the tingling sensation that comes about? And you just kind of go from there and you just move it, upward towards your body and just kind of feel it everywhere. And it just kind of expands outward. And I love that chapter because when I do that, I definitely do tap into my inner guidance system. And when I'm in that place, I always envision that white light that's surrounding me and just keeping me in this state of peace. And with all that energy that just flows in and out of me, I start to find myself feeling open and free. And when I tap into that place, that's when I start to ask the questions. And with my internal guidance, or I guess my inner guidance, if you will, when I'm asking myself like questions, if I start to feel like a heavy, tight feeling, it usually means like, hey, this is not for me. But if I receive like a light, peaceful feeling, that's usually my inner guidance being like, yes, this is the right direction for you. And so, yeah, I really enjoyed reading this section because it reminded me of that. And that's one of my favorite chapters in that book because that really just taught me how to like feel my inner body and tap into my inner guidance.
Wow. Okay. I just love hearing that. And while you were talking, I was doing the same thing you were talking about. I was paying attention to the energy in my hands and the energy in my feet and getting connected to my inner guidance. And, there's so much peace there. Being here, listening to this book, listening to this podcast, since you are here, to me, this is an indication that you are already taking steps to have a spiritual experience, to connect to your inner guidance. And if you are doing that, then you will be able to recognize when somebody that comes into your presence, you'll be able to recognize when they are not connected, when they're not tuned in, when they're having those symptoms of spiritual disconnection. If they're feeling anxiety or overwhelm, or they feel emotionally imbalanced, or they seem to be lacking a moral compass, or feel confused about anything, that is your opportunity to give back. Because if you have already received this inner connection and are somewhat on the path of enlightenment, then it's your opportunity to give back and to help the next person, to help someone to get connected to their inner guidance so that they can know the peace that surpasses all understanding. They can get connected to their inner resources, to the infinite supply of energy and love and compassion that is there for all of us to tap into. But some people don't know how, or some people have just simply lost their way. And you have the opportunity to be the light, just like Gilda was right now, sharing the pathway to get connected to that inner presence. You too can share that pathway with people that come into your experience. Please be the light. Please pay it forward. Help others to get connected to their inner strength and inner wisdom. And with that, I'd just like to say, with love and light, please pay it forward, and we will see you next week. Bye now.
Bye.
If you've enjoyed this podcast and you'd like to experience a deeper connection, we have two beautiful options. You can work with Gilda as your coach to apply these teachings in your real life, Or if you feel called to help others transform, you can become a certified professional coach through Wainwright Global. To learn more, join our Facebook group, The Power of Now, A Guide to Spiritual Enlightenment with Gilda and Barbara. Send us a direct message, just type the word coach, and we'll reply with the details and help you choose the best fit.